Hello, everybody. I'm with the Ambassador of Uruguay to India, His Excellency Alberto Guani, and we are at the Embassy of Uruguay in New Delhi. We'll be talking today about India-Uruguay relations. So, Ambassador, welcome to our show, and thank you for your time.
Thank you for the opportunity to address to the Indian people, and at the same time, India Empire, which, as you say, it's an engine, I would say, to the Indian country.
Right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So let me begin by talking about your family. It's a very distinguished family in diplomacy. And I understand your grandfather was a prominent diplomat and also a minister. And your father also was a diplomat. And you yourself now are a diplomat. So you're a third generation diplomat.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that
Well,
legacy?
first, we were one of the first immigrants from Italy to Uruguay. And my grandfather, he studied in the Uruguayan university. He got his degree as lawyer. He was one of the first lawyers to exercise the profession in Uruguay.
Right.
And he started even with the Uruguay was one of the first countries that legalized the divorce. So they started with issues that had to do with divorce.
Okay.
They made their money, and then they decided to, with his partner, to cut this legal office, and he went to live to Europe.
Right.
There he was designated then by the president. His first post was in what was called the Austro-Hungarian Empire in
Right.
Vienna.
Right.
Then he went to Brussels. From Brussels, he went to Paris. From Paris, he went then to Geneva in the times of the League of Nations.
Right.
Then he was ambassador in London, in the UK. And then he was nominated Minister of Foreign Affairs. And after that, he also had very conflictive times because of a ship that was called the Graf Spee, that he had to resolve it. So there was a diplomatic battle at that time.
Right.
And then he went into the elections, and he turned out to be vice president.
Right.
And he ended his career as the first ambassador of Uruguay to France.
Right.
So quite a long and very
Distinguished career. Absolutely.
My father was also a diplomat, and he was stationed in Italy, in Romania, in Bolivia, in Paraguay. And I was not forced by my father. I was studying practically another career.
Right.
When then I decided,
And what was that career?
Yeah, architecture.
Okay.
And then I decided I was not good in math, so I had to turn into the legal side, humanistic. And I said, well, I'm going to be a diplomat too. So that's how I did. I took the test.
Right.
And I joined the foreign ministry in 1985.
Right. Right.
So
right.
Since then,
So
I've been in
more
this.
than 40 years.
Yes.
In the diplomatic service. Excellent.
Exactly.
Excellent. So Uruguay is widely recognized as a very stable country in Latin America, a very strong economy, strong institutions, and very importantly, a business-friendly environment. What aspects of the Uruguayan model do you believe are most attractive for international investors?
Well, I would say the main factor is the stability. We are a country that has remained itself into a very particular country in the region, in the sense of its security. The assurance of the investments are respected. The fact that you can take back your gains from those investments. We have had a first experience with India 25 years ago with the Tata Consulting Services.
Right.
They established there an office, and from Uruguay they expanded to the rest of South America.
Right.
So we see that, even though when we had economic crisis, Uruguay kept its stability, and especially because we have a strong financial system, the banking system in Uruguay is very particular in comparison to the region.
Right.
You can go to a teller and you can take out euros, dollars, and Uruguayan pesos. It's very normal.
Right.
And at the same time, they are a couple of banks that have their representations from Europe, the US, and
Right.
other banks from the region.
Right. Excellent. Okay. Now, a very important development that is taking place, I understand, the coming month
Yes.
is the likely opening of the Indian mission in Montevideo, which has been long overdue. But so this is definitely going to give an impetus to business, to people contact. What do you have to say to this?
Yes, we are very satisfied and happy about this important issue that will be the opening of the Indian embassy in Montevideo. At the moment, we are finishing the approval of the nomination of the diplomats, and we are also hoping that this can be a very attractive post in order for India to develop more its presence in South America. We understand that Minister Jaishankar is going to be heading this inauguration next month.
Right.
We hope also that this is going to be the beginning of a series of visits because, for example, India has not had a presence in Uruguay since 1968 because of Indira Gandhi was the visit that she made.
Right.
And since then, nothing happened.
Right.
So we are very much looking forward for a president to come to India. No president from Uruguay has ever come to India.
Right.
And we surely are very much illusion that the Prime Minister Modi will be able to visit Uruguay.
Right.
So all these developments are coming soon.
Right.
We hope they get concreted, and at the same time, we can be part of an initiative that India has been doing to reinforce its presence in the region.
Right. Excellent. Thank you. Let's talk about MERCOSUR. So Uruguay is the headquarter of MERCOSUR, and it's a very powerful bloc in South America. What do you think are the greatest opportunities for cooperation now, with India deepening its strategy to have more involvement and greater involvement with the MERCOSUR?
Well, we have a preferential agreement with India and MERCOSUR since 2007. The idea is to extend now this agreement to more products because it contemplates only 450 at the time.
Okay.
We would like it to reach at least 3,000.
Okay.
And we would like it to be more open and also in synchrony with what India is doing with the economy.
Right.
That is to open it up more and at the same time include other partners. So we think that MERCOSUR, which was created to be a regional institution, now is formed only by Uruguay, Paraguay, Brazil, Argentina,
Right.
and Bolivia. Some others have also requested to join it, like Colombia. Venezuela has been suspended because of this Ushuaia agreement that says that all the members have to be in a democratic
Right.
situation.
Right.
But I'm sure Venezuela is going to come back to its original members.
Right.
And at the same time, we can expand it to other countries. So other countries have already decided they will not be part of it, but then you still have the union of certain countries from the Pacific, the Alliance of the Pacific, made by Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador, and Chile. And we hope that we can put all these organizations together soon. Uruguay at the moment is presiding the CELAC, that is a community of Latin American states.
Right.
And we have already a point of meeting in New York with India. Our foreign ministers are getting together
Right.
during the General Assembly.
Right.
We hope to keep that, and at the same time to open another chapter of that in doing meetings either in India or in South America.
Right. Excellent. Uh, Following this bit about MERCOSUR that you mentioned, let us talk about the overall investments that have taken place bilaterally. So, what is the extent of investments of Indian companies in Uruguay and vice versa, of Uruguayan companies in India? If you can give us an overview of that.
Well, basically, the area where all this business has been concentrated is in IT, because Uruguay is the biggest software producer of the region, and most of the biggest companies that have to do with IT are already settled in Uruguay.
Right.
That is the reason why Uruguay has also invested for some IT companies in India. We have another company that has to do with the fighting of pollution. The name is Berkes, that they are established in Noida,
Right.
and they have been here already for 3 years,
Right.
and they're going to expand their business in all of India.
Originally, it was a Danish company, which they
Exactly.
Right.
It was BKW that belonged to Denmark, and they
Right.
bought it, and now they're Uruguayan and engineers from Denmark
Right.
working in the same company, and they're doing boilers that they have installed already 11, I think, in India. They want to expand to much more,
Right.
and that would also help India combat pollution.
Right.
From the Indian side, we have also had interest to have more pharmaceutical companies establish themselves in Uruguay. They have found out that the medicine that we have in our country and that we also consume in the region are much more expensive, and the Indian is in a better price and better quality too. So we are very much illusioned that we are going to expand the possibilities of having more pharma companies in Uruguay. The idea also to have more companies establish themselves in manufacturing. For example, now that it's the business of electric cars, it could be a great opportunity also for two-wheelers, and it could have the expansion of the car companies from India
Right.
in Uruguay and have them finish their products there, and at the same time look for other markets in the region.
Right.
So we are sure that at least two companies are very much looking to do that, and we hope that that expansion gets to be materialized soon.
Right. So you mentioned areas like IT, pharma, automobiles. If we were to talk to Indian business and industry, which other sectors do you think Indians can look forward to investing? And at the same time, if you could give an idea about the geographical advantage of Uruguay in Latin America.
Yes. First, there is a logistic issue that has to do with the connectivity and the services that already exist in Uruguay that can be offered to Indian investors. We have one of the best quality roads in the region. We are trying to reestablish, and that can be also with help of India, our train transport system, which was created by the British, and then it was totally taken away, but we want to reestablish it.
Right.
And there is a big possibility also for the expansion of the production of glucose, which Uruguay is going to be the third producer. We have had strong investments from Finland in that sense,
Right.
and we hope to also give more priorities to do things together with India. For example, in what has to do with renovation of our port, and that takes us to the specific local positioning of Uruguay that would like to be a hub for India in order to expand to the rest of the region.
Right.
We have a free port, we have a free airport, and we have almost 15 free economic zones In one of them, in Zona America, is where Tata is already established there with 1,000 employees from India and 2,000 from Uruguay,
Right.
and it makes it the biggest IT company in Uruguay.
Right.
So we're looking forward to expand all this platform that we have ready to invigorate our country as a important hub in the region.
Right. You're also not just the ambassador of Uruguay, you're also the coordinator for the GRULAC nations, which is the group of Latin American and Caribbean nations. So if you could tell us a little bit about what is the priority that you look at this point in time in terms of engaging with India as a
Well,
GRULAC.
there has been a very positive development in
Mm-hmm.
the last years, I would say 15 years practically,
Right.
in what has to do with the engagement of Latin America and India.
Mm-hmm.
There is a trade right now that it's almost in $50 billion. We hope that goes to $100 billion for 2030.
Right.
That is means that for India, we are very strong partners in trade, even better than many of the countries that surround India.
Right.
And we hope that this it turns to be a much stronger relationship in the future.
Right.
I've been almost 3 years as coordinator,
Right.
which I thank my colleagues for that. But I
Right.
will be giving in the coordination on the 15th of July to our dear colleague from Jamaica.
Right.
So Mr. Jason Howell will
Right.
be assuming as the next coordinator.
Right.
And I'm sure he's going to continue and try to stress the relationship with Central America and the Caribbean.
Right.
So we are looking forward to the developments in the future.
Right.
And we are sure that we are a region that produces a lot of what India needs. We are complementary in the economic field,
Right.
and especially because of the fact that minerals are very important for the industry of India.
Yes.
And we are sure that we are going to be very much willing to engage in new projects with India.
Right. Right. Uh, India Empire is in a few days' time hosting the LSE First conference, which is on India, Latin America, and the Caribbean.
Right.
We are collaborating with our institutional partner, FIEO, which is the Federation of Indian Export Organizations.
Yes.
They have a lot of traction with Latin America. What message would you give for such a conference, and how important do you think such conferences can add value to already the bilateral engagements that are going on?
Well, we are absolutely convinced that it is one of the most strategic, important associations for our region.
Right.
We are sure that India is a very attractive economy in our vision of the expansion that we want to do for the future. It is also the biggest democracy in the world. We have, thank God, many democracies in our membership of GRULAC, and that brings us along to have a very, let's say, similar and a very special way of thinking how to develop our societies.
Right.
And in that sense, this LAC conference is going to be something very important to put in the agenda, all these different matters
Right.
for which we are linked for, and to take them to another stage.
Right.
The fact that India and Latin American countries are very much considering all the opportunities, all the different challenges also that we have for the future
Right.
is important for our people, and it's important to extend that difference of geography. The distance between our countries is not an obstacle, but on the contrary, we have many things in common that we can really profit from them to make a very active and very rewarding process of engagement.
Right.
Yeah.
Just taking off from what you mentioned about geographical distance, on the connectivity front, there are still some challenges.
Yes.
Going off to capital cities like Montevideo, Buenos Aires, or Sao Paulo or Rio de Janeiro, it's still not very easy, or even Lima. You have to make. Oh, is there any talk going on between the Indian civil aviation authorities and counterparts in Latin America?
Well, we are expecting that to happen on a recent visit by President Lula from Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
This issue was discussed with Prime Minister Modi.
Mm-hmm.
Prime Minister Modi said he would try to influence to make possible connection come true.
Right.
We are looking forward for a fact that before the COVID times,
Mm-hmm.
there was a frequency from Delhi to Madrid,
Mm-hmm.
which we think it should be reestablished,
Mm-hmm.
because only by that you have a possibility of improving very much the
Correct.
connectivity, because you fly to Madrid and from there you can fly to any country
Right.
in South America with no problem.
Right.
At the moment, there are no Indian air companies that are connecting,
Mm-hmm.
and we see that that is also a big issue
Mm-hmm.
that should be addressed between maybe Air India, Indigo, and these important companies that can maybe establish a frequency.
Right.
It was told that because it is so long, the distance, maybe there's a stopover in South Africa.
Right.
And so there could be a connection Delhi, Cape Town, Buenos Aires, for example, or
Mm-hmm.
Sao Paulo,
Mm-hmm.
or Lima.
Mm-hmm.
And that would really encourage the possibility of having a much better way to get people to people, also recognition. We understand that the Indians at this moment are very much traveling
Traveling.
as tourists.
Right.
They want to discover new places, so
Right.
we would like to have more tourists from India
Right.
in our countries.
Right. Great. Talking of connectivity,
Hmm.
even before diplomatic connectivity set in, one would say that, India and Latin America got connected. Firstly, maybe when Rabindranath Tagore traveled to Argentina and was hosted by Victoria Ocampo, and then your authors from Pablo Neruda to Gabriel Garcia Marquez to Octavio
Pass.
Paz, and even Borges, and then recently Paulo Coelho. So, what do you think about this cultural connect that has also happened at the same time, bringing Latin America closer to the homes in India?
Very important, because culture is really the important bridge that establishes those kind of links that sometimes not only through economic links can be done. The fact that India is a very antique civilization of more than 3,000 years, also with some of our antique civilizations, have a common ground.
Right.
So we understand what has been the historical development
Right.
of our culture. And as you well said, many of our authors have tried to give a sort of way of being. Tagore was practically the main uh, inspirator
Right.
of that possibility of showing India
Right.
to the world.
Yeah.
And by
Over
his
100 years ago.
exactly by his visit to our continent,
Right.
he really made a great contribution
Right.
to that fact of having important writers and people with vision
Right.
about our way of being, our way of feeling, and especially how we have so many things in common.
Right.
And I think that no doubt that Tagore was this big constructor of the Indian image in the world, and how we can profit from the fact that all these, human ways of seeing life and the future can give us a better way of doing things.
Excellent. Now, if we look at 2035, and you were looking at the relationships between the Latin American, Caribbean region and India, where do you think things should be moving forward, and where do you think things will be at that point, 10 years from now?
I hope that even before India turns to be a developed country, that we can have India as a substantive partner,
Right.
and at the same time have this line of cooperation very well solidified, that we can have specific contributions to make our people grow up in a better beneficial conditions,
Right.
that we can also try to approximate ourselves to the development.
Right.
And with the fact that we have India as a developed country, we can also be part of a prosperous community.
Right.
You know,
Thank you so much, Excellency.
you're most welcome.
You've given us such wonderful points, and viewership would be excited to latch on to some of the main issues that you have dealt into today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Absolutely. Absolutely.